To be honest, I don't really pay much attention to all the goings on of the Billboard Top 100, primarily due to the key fact that I really couldn't give a toss about what's going on in the charts stateside. Having said that, this doesn't mean that I'm totally ignorant over Billboard in general. Every now and then I check in to see what's happening, and for the most part I thank my lucky stars that I don't concern myself with Billboard. The UK singles charts may be horrendously stagnant at times, but the sheer randomness that seems to occur on Billboard every week is rather frightening. We're quite lucky in the UK in the sense that many terrible songs from seemingly terrible artists never cross over here, and therefore they can remain nothing more but objects for our amusement. However, sometimes that's not always the case. Example, Sam Smith's run at the top came to an end a couple of weeks back as the public have crowned American rapper Post Malone with this honour alongside guest artist 21 Savage, responsible for a truly garbage album this year. Now, I've never acquainted myself with any of Malone's work in the past, but all I know that his debut album was panned by many critics. On this platform he's not particularly welcomed, and his breakthrough track White Iverson was on a fair few worst hit songs of the year list. This year, Malone cropped up onto the UK singles charts for the first time with the track Congratulations featuring Quavo, peaking at number 27. But here, Rockstar from Malone's upcoming eponymous album Beer Bongs and Bentleys is Malone's and Savage's first #1 hit. Apprehension was strong for this one, and overall this pretty much sums up what I heard from a fair few people over the last year or so about Malone, because this song is so terribly mind-numbing that I truly mean it when I say that this is one of the top 4 worst #1 hits of the last 3 years. Opening on the chorus, Malone proceeds to spout off everything that he personally associates with being a rock star, i.e. fucking hoes. At this point we're only 4 words into the song, taking pills, smoking weed, and the one thing that rock stars are notorious for, drive-bys. The first 3 I can kinda see, the last one I'm not so sure about that one. Verse 1 pretty much takes the concept of the chorus and stretches that out for an entire verse, and as you would guess, it's packed with all the originality and nuance that you would expect from a subpar rap track. If Malone isn't just throwing out random names that are associated with rock bands, names that are much bigger than his own, he continues to push the narrative of drugs, booze, getting himself into trouble with the police, causing property damage, and contracting all sorts of STDs, if not just handing them out like Smarties by numerous women who may or may not have been checked out for such. Oh, and every line is rhymed with blunt force trauma, and that sheep-like noise at the end of his bars at the back end of this verse are horrible. So, not a good start, and it doesn't exactly get any better. The second charisma vacuum found on this song, which comes in the form of 21 Savage, is responsible for verse 2, and as I should have expected, it's just as hedonistic, minus anything resembling character. Although to be fair, Savage here is only marginally more enthused than Malone, but that wasn't exactly a high standard to beat. Never mind confusing the narrative by referring to himself as feeling like a pop star in his opening bar, Savage hints at forcing himself onto an unsuspecting woman against her will to the point where she screams for him to stop. At least that's what I get from this piece. That he has more garages than cars, no one cares, and bragging about taking away another guy's woman simply because he's 21 Savage. To be blunt, for a track that's supposed to promote a quote-unquote rock star lifestyle, there's very little here to even get remotely pumped about. Not only do the lyrics completely tank, but musically the song is such a turgid, dreary slog of a track that there's nothing investable to be found. The infusion of skittering trap, bass that doesn't have any progression or melody, it just thumped aimlessly throughout, and synth keyboards that are turned down so low that they're barely recognisable, throw in additional sound effects, everything is so slow and lacks anything resembling a pulse. I know it seems unfair to judge Malone on just one song, but I do see why Malone isn't held in such high regards. I haven't heard many songs this year that I would deem to be egregious, but this one is definitely one of those songs. Which is good, since I know that one spot on my worst hit songs of 2017 list is going to be filled. Oh yeah, and this is my 100th PSR video, so yeah, here's to 100 more. Maybe. Not.